off the bat, let's get into just some prog charts. Again, we're going from Memphis over to Charlotte. So Memphis is here, Charlotte's here. Chance of rain, high pressure. So obviously it's humid, but there's no actual rain going on right now. So it looks like it's a pretty clear flight all the way to Charlotte. Let's look at the observations. Yeah, again, some just isolated stuff on our route. Again, it's kind of dissipating as it gets farther from that high pressure. Looks like it might be drier over here, so it's just dissipating out. So it should be good to go. And let's see. Over at Charlotte, again, nothing really. We can kind of see you can kind of see the weather here. It seems like pretty tame winds, very few clouds, so we're looking pretty good. We can kind of see our thunderstorm activity. It's south of the field, obviously. We got a convective sigmet on this side and a convective sigmet over along our route of flight. This just means that there's chance of thunderstorms until we get through that time that's there. So again, it's pretty clear in Memphis, but there's a chance for thunderstorms. So hopefully none crop up on our way. Turbulence, let's see here. We're going to be flying at flight level 370 today. So again, we don't really have much turbulence as we remember that line of storms, isolated storms that was cropping up. We'll have some turbulence as we go through, but that's pretty light in comparison. If we go over to the legend, it'll kind of tell you this green is light. That's all we're really looking at. And we're going to go to decision. Oh, I went to the wrong thing. Again, from Tennessee over to there's no shapes. There's no like blue or red. So that means that we're looking good. Maybe some icing if we get into the at 370 if we get into any sort of visible moisture, we might have some icing. All right, so we're looking pretty good. Let's go over to SimBrief, and we'll just check out our stuff. Okay, departure airport. Again, actually, ground just hopped online here at Memphis on VetSim, so we should expect an ATIS soon. But it looks like we're departing north and 27. Hopefully they'll give us 27. It's just a vector departure out. Really tame winds, calm winds actually, 200 at 3, so south flow. That's why they're north, is when there's calm winds, they prefer north. Broken 230, so some clouds will pop through, probably a thin layer. Okay, and I'm just going to skip NOTAMs for now. We'll go to arrival airport. All right, Victor. So we got our VATSIM ATIS 2703 again, calm winds, so we're expecting a pretty tame flight. Okay, we're expecting a south flow, transponders, all that good stuff. Okie dokie. All right, and let's hop into the aircraft and get going. All right, so I'll turn my mic up just a little bit. So let's get over here. We have our flight plan already loaded in. I like to set the payload and fuel from here once it lets me. Maybe because I wonder why. we're going to figure out why. There we go. Sometimes you got to click it twice. So we're going to keep that as a reference. Okay, we're good to go there. Let's go down to our FMC and start plugging it in. Plug it in. Alright, we'll just go to the raw. Here it's a lot easier for me to put in. So we got KMEM/KCLT. That goes up here. Our alternate, Greenville Spartanburg, KGGSO. Cost index, they put 20, but I always use 150 in the heavies. Just no futzing around, just fuel is free in the sim. We don't need to worry about being economical. Okay, and let's see, flight level 370. Oh yeah, it doesn't like FL in this plane. The drawback of flying a bunch of planes is that you have to memorize how they all, like all the little idiosyncrasies between each FMC type. Okay, and temp, looking minus 49. So we're about 7 degrees. Sorry, minus, was it 49? Yeah, minus 49. So we're about 7 degrees above international standard atmosphere, which means it's going to be a little bit less air molecules at cruise, so a little bit higher of a density altitude, so we should expect a little less performance than what we normally would. Wind, let's see. Oh, yeah, tailwind. We've got a 17 knot tailwind, so that'll help us with our speed. Okay, we're all good there. Let's go to the next page. I'll just get it from here. So our zero fuel weight's 397.3, and our fuel is 44. 397.3. 397.3 goes here. 397.3 goes there. All right. Okay, that's set. We don't need that. Let's go over to the perf page. We'll climb at 310. That's fine with me. Cruise at Mach 0.83, so 83% of the speed of sound, which is pretty normal for this aircraft. And we'll descend screamingly towards Charlotte. Go over here. I'm going to do this in SimBrief. I like the SimBrief flight planning tool. It's a little bit easier, I think, to deal with. Okay, so departing left and center. I wonder if they'll allow me to take 27. Let's call them up and see. Memphis ground, FedEx 7335 Heavy, North Cargo, information Bravo. I just had a question for you. Oh, it's center, not ground. I should actually probably look at the thing. 132.55. Memphis Center, FedEx 7335 Heavy on the ground at Memphis. We have our PDC and information Bravo. I just had a question for you when you have a chance.
Go ahead.
Are you Are you departing 27 as well?
The winds are practically calm. If you want 27, that's fine.
Alright, copy. We'll expect 27. Thanks. Alright. We get 27, which is a short taxi, and a vector out of here. Okay, so we got our numbers. We'll go ahead and plug those in. Will be flaps 15. Alright, V1 will be 135. 153 for rotate. And 161 for V2. Our outside air temperature is 29, pretty hot in Memphis. Alright, it's runway. Oh, yeah. You gotta have 29 Celsius. My bad. Okay, slope and wind. So here's how we find it. So our wind, we have a headwind of 1. But there is a way you can find your runway slope. So if we go to our charts and we unload them first of all and import our new flight. And then we go to Memphis, press the little I, and go to open airport. Go to runways, and then 27. First of all, it tells you your bearing, which is your heading in this instance. 273, and we got a slope of negative 0.44 degrees. So we'll put negative 0.4.
Memphis Center, American 43 Heavy with you. Good afternoon. Climbing to flight level 15,000.
American 43, Memphis Center, good evening. Climb maintain for level 380.
Climb maintain 380, American 43 Heavy.
Okay, okay. Don't scream into the mic. Alright, so what's our tailwind, or what's
FedEx 3215, you ready at the end?
Affirmative.
FedEx 3215, winds calm, runway 36 center, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 36 center, FedEx 3215 heavy.
Alright, headwind
FedEx
1.
835, center maintain 3000.
So we can go HD1. Oh. What was it? Negative 0.4. And then we had minus 1. Is that what they want? Nope. It'll be plus 1. There we go. Because we want a headwind on takeoff.
Delta 2261, crest evac at maintain for level 330. Delta 2261, crest evac at maintain for level 330. Blue Streak 5318, Indianapolis Center offline, radar services are now terminated, change to advisory frequency approved, good day.
Advisory 5318.
Diab transition. Pretty normal. So we're going to get a vector leaving out of here.
With you 13,400 for 15,000.
Southwest 289, Memphis Center, climb maintain flight level 360.
Up to 360 Southwest.
Okay. Alright, Diab, and then
FedEx 835, flighting 220.
there we go. Now you can see. Diab, and then direct Nashville. That's BNA. BNA. It should be this one. Okay, so it's either giving us the airport or the VOR. We're going to do the VOR because that's what it's supposed to be in the thing. And then a direct to Charlotte's arrival for this. So we got the Phillips.
American 3832, Memphis Center, climb maintain for level 310.
And Taza intersection. We'll put the runway in later, but it'll probably
FedEx
be south.
3215, altitude.
Alright.
1,500 for FedEx 3215.
And we'll leave that discon there.
FedEx 3215, radar contact, climb maintain 16,000.
We'll delete that discon because we know we're cleared direct
FedEx
to that.
3215 heavy.
Alright, we're set. Perf. Set. Let's go back. Let's just get our thrust limits. Still temp is 60.
Confirm that was 16,000 for FedEx 3215.
60 on the flex.
FedEx 3215, affirmative.
Thanks.
There 2159 Hotel, Memphis, Center, Roger. Advise when you have the weather, Centerville, and advise the airport in sight.
So these numbers are a little higher than what was suggested because I have the improved climb. So we take off a little faster so we can gain a little bit more altitude sooner off the ground, because you can always exchange airspeed for altitude over a shorter time and distance. So that's why I always choose that. So it's usually just a few knots, but it's enough to make a difference. All right. So it looks like we have everything plugged in the FMC.
59 Hotel,
So
Roger,
let's
no traffic
start
between you and the Centerville Airport.
doing everything we
Radar
need to up
services
here.
are terminated. Squad VFR change advisory frequency for
APU bleeds on. I'm going to power back out of the gate because it doesn't play nice with the hydraulic setting. Like our pushback tool doesn't play nice with the hydraulic settings in the sim. So that's what we're going to use. Yep, and that's pretty close to what we had set. All right.
FedEx 3215, climb maintain flight level 340.
Climb 340, FedEx 3215.
So now that we have the overhead panel set,
FedEx
I'm going
835, speed 180, flight heading 090. Correction 270.
I'm going to start setting up the panel up here. So I always start from left to right. I'm going to go set the altimeter, which is 3003. Okay, then we come over. I don't put any minimums in. Some people do, as like the field elevation plus 1,000 feet. I just memorize what it is. It's about 1340 at Memphis. But the cleanup speed is a little, or the cleanup altitude for this 3,000 above field, so 3,300 is when we're going to have that cut back, and then we'll push the nose down, speed up, and start cleaning up. It's just for noise abatement. So let's see. B2
FedEx
is
835 on
161,
a
so we'll
rollout.
do
Airport's going to be
plus
2 o'clock, 1 miles.
B2 plus 20 for our climb speed. Heading is 273. Alright, get that off my screen. 273. And all of
American
the
38,
departures
32,
have a departure
American 38,
initial altitude of 5,000.
Flying change advisory approved.
Over to advisory.
Turning that off. I'm also turning that
FedEx
screen off.
835, your 6
I don't
mile
want
approach fix, flighting 330, maintain 3,000, close to Avlet, cleared eye left runway 36, left approach.
Okay, so we got that done. Let's go over here. We'll turn that off. It was flaps 15. So you get the dial a flap in the McDonnell Douglas. So you can get a specific flap anywhere between 0 and 28 degrees, which is good. And what was our squawk assigned on our PDC? Squawk 7725. Make sure that's off because we're going to go 7725. Now we'll turn on our transponder so ATC can see us, our pretty smiling face. Okay, and now we're set for takeoff on that. Go ahead and cage the attitude indicator. Should have already been done. Okie doke. So everything is disconnected from ground. Actually, I'm going to have them, I'll just do a manual pushback instead of...
Cockpit to ground. This is ground. Stand by.
is on. The engine ignition system is on. Oh, beacon can come on. Turn the logo light off because we're during the day, time hours, no sense of having that on. While we're waiting on them, we'll just
Southwest 289 Indianapolis offline radar service terminate, change to advisory approved cadet.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set.
You may lift.
There you go.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
So we're going to expect a right turn out of here. Looking at the departure, it's a vector. So
Standing by for pushback.
hold on. The chocks are off. Okay.
Cockpit to ground.
FedEx 835, winds calm, runway
Go
26,
ahead.
left cleared land.
We are
So the
cleared for start
reciprocal
and
heading
push.
of this would be
Parking
093.
brake set.
Right, so
Okay.
we're expecting a
Cleared
right
for
turn.
push start. Please release parking
Basically a
brake.
right turn, a right downwind departure. So we'll expect a right turn, heading 093. What is all this stuff?
Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can
Okay.
start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
We're 25% into. Close enough. Nope, nope, nope. See, that's what I mean. It doesn't play nice.
Southwest 1105, Memphis Center Roger, call maintain flight level 330.
Okay, I have to start something else so I can. There we go. So
FedEx
now,
835, right turn when able, join November, cross 27 of the ramp.
I wish they would fix that because, you know, obviously a pushback tug pushes back the aircraft, not the hydraulics in the airplane.
FedEx 7335, let me know when you're ready.
We'll call you when we're ready. 7335, we're almost done. I wish they would fix that. I think that's something that needs to be patched.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
Roger. Good engine start. Clear it to disconnect. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
All them engines purring, baby. They purring.
Hello, Memphis Center, United 254.
Heck is our trim setting at? Oh, 4.7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. Oh, too far. Alright.
United 254, Memphis Center Roger,
Coming
climb
down
maintain
here,
flight level
hydraulics.
330, you direct Sammy at this time.
There we
Yeah,
go.
direct to Sammy.
Electric.
Alpha 330.
There we go. Pressurization. There we go. Alright. Let's clean up at the top. Come down here. Override. APU air off. APU off. Why is the beacon off? I turned it on already. Okay. And we need our flap set. 1, 2. We have our lights. We have our camera, which is our transponder. We call that camera, and action. We're good to go. Memphis Center, FedEx 7335 heavy rated taxi information problem.
7335, you facing northeast.
Affirm, we are facing northeast.
FedEx 7335, I need you to just follow straight ahead down the taxiway and join Vector 2. Let me know when you're ready, short of 27.
Alright, straight down the taxiway, join Victor 2, and we'll call you short at 27, FedEx 7335. Alright, looks like we're ready to go.
Southwest 1105, Atlanta Center offline radar services terminated, change to advisory, approved dip.
Over to the dark side, Southwest 105. Suit.
What's wrong with our brakes? Something that pressurized? Oh. Why did that flip up again? It's a little quirky. There we go, that's what we're looking for. That was the issue. Okay, let's roll.
American 1327, Memphis Center, climb maintain flight level 350.
Purdy day to fly.
Sorry, second. I'm sorry, say that one more time. The aircraft calling, mic coming in a little quiet.
Now we're joining Victor 2, and that's our... So now we're entering a movement area, but we've been cleared. You can tell because there's 2 dashed and 2 solids, right? The dash side is the movement area, meaning the don't go there unless you talk to ATC. Alright, and the next one is going to be the stop bar for 27. Alright, we got 39.8. Let's go to here, just make sure we can actually take off.
79 uniform, where exactly you at?
40.3 is our, or 39.3 is our planned takeoff, so we're above that, which means we can legally take off. Memphis Center, FedEx 7335 Heavy, short of 27 and 1 from departure.
FedEx 7335, runway heading winds are calm, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
Runway heading, clear for takeoff, 7335 Heavy. Alright, strobes are on.
4279 uniform, contact Nashville, approach 1.35.
Let's go. check. Nobody on final. Nobody on that side. Right. 135, 153, 161. So we're going to rotate at 153.
Center, good evening. American 1332, 150.
American 1332, Memphis Center, Roger. Climb maintain flight level 360.
360, American.
Stand up to 40, and it's toga time.
United 254, Atlanta Center is offline. Change to advisory approved.
P1. And rotate.
No problem. Have a good night.
Positive rate of climb. Gear up.
American 1327, Indianapolis offline. Change to advisory approved.
Change for American 1327.
Why is it doing that?
Don't sink. Don't sink.
FedEx
Don't sink.
7335, altitude.
Don't sink.
Stand by 7335.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Alright, I'm going to take over.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
7335 passing 1,200 for 5,000.
Delta 2261, roger, thank you. FedEx 3335, roger, ready to contact. Climb maintain 16,000, turn right heading 050.
Right 050, climb maintain, was that 12,000?
1616,000.
1616, FedEx 7335 heavy.
Autopilot.
What?
Autopilot.
And Memphis Center, American 43 Heavy with you to 380 now.
Alright.
Sorry, who was that?
American 43 Heavy.
Let's say it one more time. What was your request?
American 43 Heavy, just letting you know we're at 380.
Okay. Alright, now we're gonna speed up.
That's fine.
I'm not quite
American
sure.
1332,
It did that to me in my last flight too. I'm not sure why they
Unicom, what's this way?
like why it cut back all the way to the climb speed so early, even though the climb speed in the FMC was about 3,300. So
FedEx 3215, climb maintain flight level 360.
Okay, climb 360, FedEx 1315. We're getting pretty continuous run. Light run.
so we're at our max climb speed anyway.
FedEx 3215, roger. Deviations left to right of course for weather is improved when able direct flight.
Takeoff clamp is white, which
Don't
means
worry,
we have
still
our auto
good,
throttles on.
Still direct club. We climb out of this. This will be fine. FedEx 1315.
Roger. FedEx 7335, direct dive climb maintain. 1 second. I don't have your tag on my other screen. FedEx 7335, climb maintain 370, direct dive.
Climb maintain 370 and direct tie-up. FedEx 7335. Heavy.
Eastern 947, you on frequency.
Okay, now we can go here. We can press direct, and we can go
Eastern 947.
diab.
Eastern 947, Memphis Center, good evening, night out.
Will I Dan, Eastern 947.
We're gonna press nav.
Delta 2261,
There you go.
Atlanta Center is offline. Radar services terminate. Change to advise your approved dip.
You know, I'm a little curious.
No problem, you too. Eastern 947, radar contact 22 miles northwest of El Dorado. Welcome.
Good to be here. Good to be here, sir. Eastern 947. Thanks.
10. Turn that off.
Memphis Center, good evening, American 420, climbing 13,000 for 50,000.
American 420, Memphis Center, Roger, climb maintain flight level 370.
Climb maintain level 370, American 420.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Bye, Memphis. See ya next time.
American 420, land off line, change advisor approved.
Change advisor approved, American 420. See you.
Wagon 9060, Indianapolis offline, radar services terminate, change advisory approved.
Sleepy Jesus, we love it. We love it for sure. I gotta hop back on the flight deck then. Alright, we are standard. We're above 18. Turn off the landing lights. And we good. We good to go. Do you want more flight ASMR? Or do you want to get some good pics for the Instagram? got some good picks there. All right. There we go. That's another good one.
American 1642 wind passing 12,600 feet.
American 1642 move center climb maintain level 300.
Maintain by level 3 below American 1642.
That's why I like Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think a large part of flying is the visual experience. You know, I flew X-plane for a long time. You know, I think it's a little better in terms of physics, and definitely a lot more aircraft I think are released that are high quality. You know, Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 is getting there now that it's been out for some time, but like overall, I think the visuals are just a lot better in the engine that they made for 2020. You know, it just really fulfills that part of flying. I think that is inspiring. You know, it's something I really enjoy. All I'm using is Rex Atmosphere. Kind of just makes the clouds and the sun and the light look a little better. This looks really true to this time of day flying, so I'm pretty happy with it.
Frequency.
Heavy level 1.
FedEx 143 Memphis center right down. FedEx 143 over to contact 10 miles southwest Pocket City.
Okay. 7,000 feet to go. Climbing.
Speedbird 601 Indianapolis offline radar services terminate change to advisory frequency improvement.
Per minute, so
Speedbird 601, say again please.
as we get to
Speedbird
this, like,
601 Indianapolis center offline change to advisory frequency improvement.
actually,
Frequency changed approved. Speedbird 601.
0.82. It'll lock here, and then we should be able to increase a little bit. As we climb
FedEx
in altitude,
143 to San
you'll
Vita
see
Blue
the
Flag arrival
indicated
Memphis
airspeed
landing
drop,
north.
but that Mach number
Information
will stay the
Charlie
same.
Memphis altimeter 3005.
Right, Cruise 005 velocity is 178.5. FedEx.
And good evening, Memphis Center, Southwest 915 departing from Nashville on the tip and 3 departure.
Southwest 915 Memphis Center, climb maintain flight level 230.
230 Southwest 915.
FedEx 3215 Fort Worth Center offline radar services terminate change to advisory frequency approved. Good night.
FedEx 3215 is pushing. Good night, sir.
the chemtrails on when you weren't looking, so that's what that is. Chemtrail Simulator 2020. So, interesting fact, as we're up this high, you know, we can see that we're obviously approaching, you know, 37,000 feet.
American 1642 Indianapolis, flying change to advisory group.
Up this high in this type of cirrus cloud, it's the cloud's actually ice crystals, so they don't really stick to the wing.
American 1642 Indianapolis, flying change to advisory frequency approved.
There's not as much icing up here, even though there's visible moisture and it's really cold. Again, it's ice crystals.
Altitude.
Southwest 915, Atlanta's off, plane change to advisory approved, good night.
Advisory, good night.
Alright, we're almost there. Almost at cruise. The next step will be to
Memphis Center, American 43 Heavy requesting about 20 minutes away from cockpit.
I'm sorry, second.
American 43 Heavy is requesting 20 minutes away from cockpit.
Yeah, that's fine, let me know when you're back.
Roger.
Memphis integrating Learjet 90860 Alpha,
okay.
Passing 10,000 for flight 1160.
We are
Southwest 04, Memphis Center, climbing pin flight 310.
at cruise 370. So how do we know when to descend? Alright, if we look here, you know, this little line means we have to be above flight level 240 at FedEx.
9860, climbing pin flight level 330,
We have to be between 27 and 19er. So on this,
30 for 60 Alpha.
so if we were to be at the lowest altitude, that's only like a 12,000 foot difference, and we have basically probably 50 or 60 miles of distance to make to the south floor. So we can be kind of on the upper end of this. You know, in some airplanes they give you a descent stick, like if we're, you know, you can see the little magenta arrow. That means that's when we're gonna start descending, which is probably over Lake. But it's also good to know from like a manual perspective, like when you expect that to happen. We typically descend at a 3-degree glide slope, or at cruise you can descend steeper, but 3 degrees is kind of like worst case scenario. It's very stable. It's very typically more shallow. So we're at 370, and we want to be at, let's say, 27 by Jenny. Right, that's 10,000 foot difference between 27 and 37. So take 10, we multiply by 3. That would be 30 miles from start. So if you think about that, 30 miles from Jenny would be about halfway between Lake and Jenny, right? Right where that 10 nautical mile thing says, that's about 30 miles from Jenny. Now that's at the top end. We'll probably be somewhere right in the middle, which is like what, 30. So 23 minus 37 is 14. So 14 times 3 is 42. So 42 miles. That's about where Blake is. Right, 23 plus 21. Same little number. 23 miles from Blake, 21 there. So about Blake is where we want to descend. So that's about right. So
Southwest 1104, Atlanta Center, flying, change to advisory frequency approved.
Right now, so about 9:58. We'll be ready for descent.
Station advisory frequency approved, Southwest 1104. Proceed.
Let's see, just to make sure. Let's go to our flight plan. Top of descent.
Eastern 947, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 290.
Pilot's discretion, down to 290, Eastern 947.
So, alright, we got 300. Let's do another exercise. 316 miles to, let's just say 300. 300 miles until Charlotte, right? So we're going 8. So what's 30? What's 30 divided, or 300 divided by 8? 300 divided by 8. If you said 37 and a half minutes, you were right. So about 38 minutes from now, we'll be at least on approach to Charlotte. So what's that? So about 9:02 or 10:02, we'll be here landing in Charlotte Eastern Time. Turn down some of the lights in here. So you can actually see. Again, as it gets darker, we use less light in the cockpit. And as it gets brighter, we use more light in the cockpit. Kind of like your phone at night. If you're laying in bed and you have your phone on and you turn it on, it's at full brightness, it destroys your eyes. It's the same sort of thing for flying, except it's way more serious. Guys, we have our basic time of probably around 9. Start our top of descent. We'll be at our top of descent. So, well, actually, we're close here, 160 miles or 170 miles. Yeah, 174 miles. 17 divided by 8 is 20 minutes, 20 and some change. So,
Memphis Center, American 43 Heavy is back with you.
you guys' voice is so loud. Okay, so 20 minutes. I'm going to leave you guys with a nice wing view. I'm going to step away for just a couple minutes. Memphis Center, FedEx 7335.
Good. 43, Kansas City Center offline, change to advisory frequency approved.
Overview advisory American 43 Heavy, thank you very much for your help.
No problem, have a good one. FedEx 7335, right, contact Atlanta 132.979.
FedEx 7335 Atlanta Center request.
And we're back.
Atlanta Center, good evening. American 4263, flight level 190 for flight level 3000.
American 4263 at Atlanta Center, radar contact 50 miles northeast of the Atlanta airport. Climb and maintain level 350.
Climb and maintain 350, American 4263.
Atlanta Center, good evening. Citation, your side, Learjet 986, 3 Alpha with flight level 330.
November 986, Sierra Alpha Atlanta Center. Hello.
So we have a NATIS for Charlotte. Arrival NATIS.
Blue Streak 5613 at Atlanta Center. 5 runway heading, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff.
Go to Charlotte, pick up the NATIS just to be sure. I want to start planning and make sure we're on the right track here. Right, departure arrival 18 left center, right? So if I'm coming from the east or the west, they might put us on
American
right.
420, cross Dutchy
Or
and
they'll put us
maintain
on
level 240.
center. So we'll just be
Cross
ready for
Dutchy
most
at
likely,
or
right,
maintain
right.
level 240, American 420.
It's at and maintain.
And
So
maintain.
here's Charlotte. They'll probably put us on this runway, right? Because we're on this side of the airport. We're coming in from, we're over on 18 right here, and we're coming from that side. So they'll probably put us on that one. Or 18 center. It just depends. We might be able to request it. It's a little shorter of a taxi. The center here, where it says MTX ramp, the one next to it, off Alpha 4, that's the FedEx ramp. So that's what we'll be going. Actually, in this taxiway, Juliet, it used to be a runway. So it's just interesting information.
544, descend and maintain level 340. I'm sorry, I didn't hear whoever was just transmitting. Delta 1027 at Atlanta Center. Hello. American 859, Atlanta Center, fly runway heading, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff. Blue Shake 5613, climb and maintain level 230. Allegiant 544, contact Jacksonville Center 135.902. Blue Shake 5613, radar contact block.
So we don't put anything in here for descent until they tell us.
FedEx 7335, cross comedy at a maintain level 290.
House Comedy at Adam maintain flight level 290, FedEx 7335. See, speak.
American 420, contact Jacksonville Center 135.902.
Comedy flight level 290. What?
Southwest 416, radar
yes.
contact, climb and maintain level 390, say altitude. American 420, contact Jacksonville Center 135.902.
What? Okay, there we go. I had to click descend. Profile, which is nice. So it's gonna hold until we get to our thing. So 37, 29, that's 8 times 3 is 24. So 24 miles from Comedy. We're gonna start our descent. Comedy. 37 miles. Just for shits and giggles, that's going to be about 12 miles. Really close enough for me.
Traffic 5613, contact Jacksonville Center 127.87.
3004. Expect that. The flights with the ILS there, but nope, that's the wrong one. Should be ILS 20 right. Just put it there. ILS 20 right. And there's our descent. Start briefing the approach. Okay, it's the ILS 18 right at Charlotte.
Sorry, American 420, were we handed off here?
Final approach fix is 183, 110.15.
American 420, yes you were. You should be contacting Jacksonville on
is our final approach fix.
135.902.
Jacksonville 135.
Actually,
sorry about
trick
that.
question, there is no final approach fix for an ILS bridge. It's just your
American
intercept. So your
859,
intercept is
radar
this Maltese
contact,
cross, 2400.
proceed direct to icons, common maintain the 160.
994 is our minimum. 944 is our minimum. It's 1,000 feet. We'll be visual, so we'll expect that. Let's see. Elevation 7.4. EGSI and ISLS bypass not coincident. So
Center Governor 9860.
we'll be crossing lower than what the angle will tell us.
November
So
9860 Alpha.
it'll look like there's 3 reds and 1 white on the pattern. Instead of the standard 2 white, 2 red. If we stay on the Pappies and it's 2 white, 2 red, we'll be crossing the threshold at 65 feet, which is a little high, which will put us a little long, which we have plenty of runway, but just out of consistency's sake, I'm going to be flying, especially since it's visual, I'll be flying
American 1027, radar contact lost.
that, so expect 3 left, 3 white, or 3 red and 1 white. Pappy on the right side, Alpha's 2 lighting. Climb to 1200 and right turn at 4,000 to Charlotte. On Charlotte, radial 250 to Stull, and it will be a parallel entry. Alright. Any questions? Say 'em now. Oh yeah, our MSA is minimum safe altitude is 3,800. So if we're in the clouds and can't see, if we stay at 3,800, we'll miss all of the stuff by at least 1,000 feet. So we should be good. Okay. 110, 115.
American 859, contact Jacksonville Center 127.87. November 986 Sierra Alpha, cross Glavin, edit maintain 14,000, the event altimeter 3007.
11 at maintain 14,000 for 60.
Southwest 1104, cross Dutchy, edit maintain
Alright,
follow
let's see what we're doing next.
240.
So we're already at 29, so I wouldn't expect a further descent until close to Fay, which is about 30 to 40 miles from it. Oh, look at that 40-mile ring. Fay's just inside. Look at that. Pretty smart. I'm a smart dude.
FedEx 7335, descend via the Phillips 4 arrival, Charlotte landing south, the Charlotte altimeter 3004.
Landing south 3004, descend via the Phillips 4 arrival. FedEx 7335. I'll put 10 in there just to be safe, but what we can do is we'll go to chart, interact. We got to descend via, so we can go down all the way down to 7,000 efficient. Unlike the CRJ, we have auto throttles, so it should manage all this stuff for us. So we can just put in our final altitude and just watch the speed, help it manage the speed for us, and we're good to go. Put in the altimeter just so I remember 3004.
Center American 227 is 16,800, climbing 310.
American 227 Atlanta Center, hello.
Add some drag to help it descend a little bit.
November 9860 Alpha, contact approach 133.47.
Approach 133.47. Have a good day, 60 Alpha.
You as well, thank you.
Alright, that's our minimums. We don't really need them because we're visual because they'll clear us.
American 4263 Indianapolis closed, radar service terminated, bridge change approved. See ya.
Okay, we got Charlotte ground online. No approach. Alright, so our next frequency will be with center all the way through here, I think. So we'll just go ahead and put 119er. Oh yeah, ground point 9er 121.9. Staying ahead of the airplane. Okay, we're descending nicely. We're a little fast. We have a speed restriction of 270 knots. Put in a little speed brake, spoilers, get ourselves going. And I skipped a step on the checklist, I just remembered. This should have been set to 10.
Southwest 1104, contact Jacksonville Center 127.87.
127.87 for Southwest 1104. See ya.
See ya. American 227, climb and maintain Pablo 290, that'll be your final.
Maintain 290, that's the final, American 227.
Alright, this is kind of just the boring part because we gotta wait. We're just waiting for it to get down.
Do you have a runway preference in Charlotte?
We're set up 18 right, so we can take 18 right, or we can change to center. It's no problem.
FedEx 7335, that's no worries. You can expect 18 right. Information Juliet's current.
We'll pick up Juliet and we'll expect Brad on 18 right. FedEx 7335. Alright, let's just pick up Juliet real quick. Oh, we already had Juliet. Right. It's hard because they have a whiskey for the arrival of Juliet, or whiskey for the departure of Juliet for the arrival. And I said that, and I still forgot because I'm a dingus. Alright, so we'll probably be off. I'm going to try to get off by
Atlantis, I'll be back in just one moment.
the bridge here, so we'll try to take whiskey 4, or whiskey 3, hopefully not on the way in the end. Whiskey 4, whatever it is here. Okay, 18. Lights are on. 3004. Board, 20.6. How much do we have now?
Atlanta Center's back.
Good evening, Atlanta Center, American 1577 on this Bucko full runway.
American 1577, the heavy Atlanta Center. Information Juliet's current. Expect the visual only 18 left.
Information Juliet, okay, and 18 left.
Actually, land flaps 35. A lot less drag. There we go. 56 and 51. About right. Okay.
FedEx 7335 heavy. Fly heading 100 to maintain 4,000 vectors to final.
Say again for 7335.
FedEx 7335, fly heading 110 descend and maintain 4,000 vectors to final.
Fly heading 110, descend and maintain 4,000 vectors to final. FedEx 7335. Heavy. Okay, so we're going to go off the profile here because since we're off the arrival, basically, we're giving a heading. It's telling us to descend to 4,000. We have 6,000 loose. Right, so that's going to be 6 times 3, which is 18 miles, which we're
Atlanta Center, good evening. Frontier Flight 489, passing flight level 210, about 86 nautical miles northwest of room 4 TAC. I don't know if you see me on my radar yet, but we'll be coming into your control zone pretty soon here.
FedEx 489, Atlanta Center, radar contact to low. American 227, descend via the Phillips 4 arrival, Charlotte's landing south, to Charlotte altimeter 3005. American 227, descend via the Phillips 4 arrival, Charlotte's landing south, to Charlotte altimeter 3005.
Altitude.
American 227, Atlanta Center, how do you read? FedEx 7335 Heavy, the Charlotte Airport is going to be at your 2 o'clock in about 15 miles reporting site.
Field and site 7335 Heavy.
FedEx 7335 Heavy, clear visual approach runway 18 right, runway 18 right, clear to land.
Clear visual approach 18 right, clear land, FedEx 7335 Heavy. Alright, so we'll get a little closer, we'll cut it at 10 more degrees for about 30 degree intercept. Just intercept the localizer, fly it. We're expecting a visual approach, or we have a visual approach because they said clear visual approach 18 right, and then we're also clear to land. We're clear to land. Landing light goes on the nose, that's how we just remind ourselves lights are good. We're starting slowing it down a little bit.
Altitude.
Atlanta Center, American 227 is up, 290.
American 227, descend via the Phillips 4 arrival, Charlotte Sunning south to altimeter 3005.
Autopilot.
Probably descend via the Phillips for American 227.
Autopilot.
Atlanta Center, hi! Delta, sorry, Springbok 1019 Heavy, we're 12000 for 4000.
Springbok 101 at 9er, radar identified under radar control, climb now, flight level 310.
Camera identified radar control 310, Springbok 1019.
Play through the localizer a little bit, that's okay. So send it down to 150, what was that, 156?
American 1577 Heavy, descend and maintain 6000.
Send maintain 6,000 right here.
Up a little bit, we're just a little bit below glide slope and I have to
Stabilizer motion.
do about 800 feet per minute on the descent. Remember, we're going to cross the threshold a little lower than the path lights, and that's okay because we're on a visual approach, not an instrument approach. Slip the plane over just a little bit. Looking right at the end of the runway, just keeping it.
Glide slow.
It's okay. We're going to ignore the glide slope warning.
Glide slow. Glide slow.
400.
Glide slow. Glide slow.
Stabilizer motion.
Glide slow.
Was that Southwest 416?
300.
I'll go ahead and give you an early kickoff to you to come in.
200.
On my service from
Minimum.
Memphis, we'll see.
100.
And a little verbal there, put us above.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
American 1577 Heavy, descend and maintain 4000.
Reversers are normal. So we get the first turn off, high speed turn off here. Slow down. Clear the reversers before 60. Get off on that.
FedEx 7335 Heavy, welcome to Charlotte. Exit left to enable. Taxi via Whiskey Sierra, hold short runway 18 center at Sierra.
Whiskey Sierra and hold short 18 center Sierra. FedEx 7335. Right. Whiskey and Sierra. So we're off on Whiskey 4.
FedEx 7335 Heavy, are you parking at the south cargo ramp tonight?
Yeah, we'll park South Cargo. You're talking off at Charlie?
Affirmative.
Yeah, we'll take South Cargo over off at Charlie. Okay, everything's clear there. Clear the reversers, or clear the spoilers. That can come off, logo can stay on, strips can come off, taxi light, landing lights can come off. a dome light. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's way too bright. No, that's going off. That's way too bright. Let's reset. Yeah, we're actually right at 5, which is our standard set. Auto brakes off. Flaps are up. We good. Yeah, this plane will run away on you. If you're not paying attention, you can see we were a little bit below the glide path there at the end. Or we were below, and then I added power, put the nose up, and then we were above because we had 1 red light and 3 white lights. Remember I said we were
Got a
going to cross
425 Atlanta Center. Hello, come and maintain Pablo 410.
We were going to cross below that, so got slow, added power, kind of, then it leveled off for a second.
FedEx 7335 Heavy, cross runway 18 center at Sierra. Contact ground on the other side. Good evening.
Okay, cross 18 center at Sierra, cross ground point 9 on the other side. Have a good night. FedEx 7335 Heavy. And we're gonna break the rules with zero flight deck here. And I'm just gonna talk about it. We are on it. We are in it to win it.
American 1577 start left heading
270.
Alright, crossing the runway. Stripes go on for visibility. Nobody on final.
American 1577 Heavy, you can keep that left turn heading
as far as the landing went, I think the landing
join
was
the
pretty
localizer
good.
report.
But yeah, this plane will run away on you if you're not right on that power. I'm still trying to learn the
and
exact power setting on final that gives you the best response. I think we're pretty close. It's like somewhere around 70% N1. We were close to that, I think. Alright, ground 49er. Charlotte ground, FedEx 7335 Heavy on Sierra going to South Cargo.
FedEx 7335 Charlotte ground is Golden Saxon there, Alpha, Golf,
Can you say again? Your mic's pretty low.
How's this? Is this good?
Much better.
FedEx 7335 Charlotte ground, taxi departing via Echo, Alpha, Golf, and Charlie, good night.
Echo, Alpha, Golf, Charlie, have a good one. 7335. Alright, let's see here. Echo, Alpha. Echo's this taxiway. This plane, if you start your flare around 50 feet, pretty much always touch down pretty smooth. As long as you don't overflare and then stall the airplane onto the ground, you're good.
Cessna aircraft, Charlie ground stopping off. You can go in further requests on 13297.
Bye bye.
See.
Alright, Golf is this next turn. Golf. Are the signs actually right in Charlotte? Yeah, they're right. We're on Alpha, Black Square, you're there, and then we're turning on the Golf. Yeah, look at that. Black Square, you're there, we're on Golf. Let's go. Black Square, you're there. Those are brake temps. They look pretty good. I gotta double check. I swore that FedEx was the one we just passed, but they might be at the South Cargo right now. I don't even know. Should have checked that. That's on me. That's my bad. We'll turn in here. Oh Lord, she big. Oh, look, we have a nice little parking spot. Alright, oversteer. Resist the urge to drive it like a car. Oversteer. Imagine where the center of the airplane is. And slowly line it up. Should be lined up with the middle of this screen. And bada bing, bada boom. Let's see if we did it right. Let's see if we did it right. Just out of curiosity. Oh, pretty close. Pretty close. Oh well. We'll take that. Come on. Stay. There you go. Alright, we'll do our flow, pedestal flow first. Transponders off, weather radar is off. That's fine. We'll keep the lights, flaps are up, handles all the way forward. Auto brakes are off, auto brakes are off. Take this back to flight plan, or where's the menu? Go to menu, menu. We'll come here, set this down to 100. That can stay, that can stay. That's fine, that's fine. Up here, engine ignitions are off. Lights are off. Don't think that. There's no cabin attendants because we're flying boxes. Alright, beacon can come off. And weather can stay on, nav can stay on. Alright, hydraulic pumps are good. We'll keep the bleed on just like we found it. This is all good. Alright. There's somebody landing. Let's check it out. American, they kind of slammed it on pretty late. So a quick thing, right? If you can see, the lights change colors, right? So you got the yellow and then the white, and then if you rotate over here, it's a yellow and then red. Okay. So the yellow means that that's the touchdown zone. That's the first third of the runway. It's usually the first 3,000 feet. It's about a 10,000 foot runway, so that makes sense. Red, you'll start getting alternating red and white, or red and yellow when you're getting close. Like let's say you were landing this way, it's white is, middle of the runway, you got plenty of space. Then yellow, you're like, oh crap, probably like first third of the runway, and then you start getting alternating red and yellow at that point, and then the last 1,000 feet you get all red. So it's like, hey, the end of the runway is coming up. So you'll find that on precision instrument runways, especially big airports like Charlotte. All right. So. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for attending the stream. Thanks for watching the landing and flying with me from Memphis over to Charlotte on Heavy Metal Mondays. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And if you're watching either during the stream or after the stream, watching the recap, please consider following. Send it to your friends. We'll have a good time. I'm streaming again a couple more times this week. So I look forward to it. Have a good one.